All right, my fire signs, my Aries, Leo, and Sag. So you guys might get a little bit of a glare because the sun is kind of going down over here, but the show must go on. The show must go on, right? So welcome to your weekly for the week of September 4th. And we're basically going to get into kind of like finance, career, anything kind of relating to that type of topic, that area, right? We're staying away from just kind of other things. So we're going to focus on money and kind of like career aspects of stuff. All right. So let's take a peek and see. I just heard go for it. So for some of you, there's this energy of needing to just kind of push forward to whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? If it's anything having to do with kind of like starting a new project or like signing something, I would hold off just until the retrograde is over. But you can take the steps to get things started this week. All right. So just keep that in mind. You can just take the steps to get things started. But I did hear go for it, right? So some of you that have been kind of sitting on an idea, you know, thinking about something, kind of just trying to figure shit out in your head, definitely just take the steps to kind of go for it this week. All right. So let's see what we have for my Aries, Leo, and Sag. This week has been crazy for your Aries moon, girl. It's been crazy, crazy, crazy. I've just been basically working. So let's see for my Aries, Leo, Sag. What do we got going on for my Aries, Leo, Sag? Okay. Takes money to make money. I hear that. I hear that hot shit. So some of you need to be willing to take the risk to actually take some of the money that you do have in order to start putting out the energy there to make the money, if that makes sense, right? So some of you need to be willing to take a chance and kind of just spend a little bit in order to like start kind of putting that energy out. You know how like, I was just getting this image of like these movies where, you know, you have these people playing a game and then you have somebody that comes in and they're kind of like the poacher or something, right? Like they're the ones that get the game going. Like they'll say, oh, you know, or like in an auction, right? When somebody really doesn't have the money for something, but they kind of set these people in the audience to be like, no, and I'm gonna pay this, and then it gets people to spend more. That's kind of like what I'm getting for you guys, right? So you have to just take a little bit in order to invest to make more, if that makes sense, all right? Like, just take a chance. Ooh, you guys got a lot coming out in this sense. So some of you are really thinking about some stuff. Some of you do really well with creativity here, but like some of you don't take the chance to do it. Some of you have this really creative energy that you just don't take into account when it comes to stuff, and you should. All right. Yeah, some things waiting for you guys in the creative sense, right? Some of you have this creative energy here that, you know, may come in the way of trying to kind of like networking, you know, like some of you may want to be, you know, some social media influencers. I'm getting for some of you definitely have this thing where you have some creativity where you can do some crafting stuff, you know, whether that be candle making or any type of thing, just kind of doing some kind of like at-home projects in order to try to generate money. So if you're a person that kind of just, you know, I don't want to say like sits at home, but like if you're somebody that is blessed enough to be at home, one of the ways that you can try to, you know, consider like a career, kind of think about crafting in some sort of way, you know, however that looks like, you know, because crafting could be anything, you know, maybe you could make, you know, letters, you know, like stationery. Some of you could do candle making. Some of you could do bracelet, you know, jewelry, stuff like that. Tumblers, right? So however that looks like for some of you definitely need to look into that. And some of you need to network a little bit, you know, like some of you really need to start reaching out to people that are kind of trying to do the same thing that you do, and maybe try to get a mentor, you know, maybe try to get somebody to try to get you some information, like maybe just start researching some stuff, you know, trying to gain some resources here in order to really try to improve your finances, you know. Some of you could do really good at kind of like marketing and sales and, you know, kind of like real estate stuff, right? Like some of you could be really good when it comes to like numbers and you don't even really know it, but some of you definitely need to start networking, right? With people that can be in the array of area of what you can do as well. So some of you definitely need to network. Some of you need to be mindful of your pocket. Like some of you need to start really living within your means, right? Because I feel like some of you are putting a lot more out, you know, that's coming in, and some of you need to save for like a rainy day. So for some of you, that may look like not using credit cards as much, like being really mindful of your credit card usage, you know, like, and don't just have debit, like maybe have cash on you so that you're being more aware of like what is actually being spent, rather than being like, oh, let me just swipe my debit, you know, like the money's there, whatever, you know, so just be mindful of that. Some of you just need to be really super mindful of that. Yeah, see? Do you see how like when I shuffle the cards, it kind of has a hard time going in? It's telling me that some of you are spending a lot more than you have coming in. So some of you really need to be really mindful of your money this week. And let's see. Aries, Leo, Sag. Relocating and avoid money schemes, right? Yeah, because, you know, sometimes people will come at you and say, you know, I know this good deal, you know, or like there's a good idea I have, or like whatever, you know, and then some of you might be not desperate, I want to say, for like making money, but like some of you want to be open-minded in the sense of like, oh, okay, let me hear you out. You know, what is it? What do you have to say? So just be mindful this week of anybody maybe trying to come at you with some sort of like scheme, or like I've been talking to you guys about these e-beggars, right? Like don't let these e-beggars that have now become panhandling on the internet, don't let them pull on your heartstrings, because I'm telling you, 9 out of 10 of them are full of shit. Okay, so be mindful of that energy. Some of you, I feel, could be relocating. Like some of you actually could be actually relocating in regards to work. Like first of all, congratulations if that's you. But some of you definitely could be relocating actually for work. Or what I feel for some of you as well is that you're looking at jobs in other areas because you do want to relocate, if that makes sense, right? So I'm kind of getting both here. Some of you are definitely just being like, I'm out of here. And then some of you are wanting to be out of here. And so you're investigating and kind of looking where you can make money elsewhere. All right, anything else? No. Okay. Now let's do some career advice for my fire signs, my Aries, Leo, Sag. Aries, Leo, Sag. Career advice. Aries, Leo, Sag. Yeah, so for those of you that are trying to do like a business, right? Like those of you that I was saying, like maybe want to do like something from home, you know, anything with some sort of crafting, any type of creative idea, what you have to really like wonder and make sure that you get down pat is what your customer or what your client might want, right? Like if you know that there's a certain thing that clients want and everything like that, try to offer it to them, right? Like try to make something where your clients can do one-stop shopping with you, right? Like basically like identify the specific qualities of like what a customer or client would look like to you, and just try to offer them things that they can do all with you, like kind of one-stop shopping, right? And then some of you, listen, some of you that are feeling overwhelmed with, you know, because I could feel it, like the anxiety in my chest, I can feel it. Like some of you that are doing too much and are working too hard and going too fast, calm down, you know, take a step back, regroup in order to be able to speed up results of what you're looking for, if that makes sense, right? Because sometimes you have to take a step back to kind of slow down and then reevaluate in order to have a more productive outcome, right? So for those of you that are working and you're like, no, I gotta get it done, I gotta do it. If you don't take the time to just take a fucking breather, it's gonna be hard to even come up with any type of new ideas, right? It's gonna be hard to filter through your thoughts. So those of you that feel that way this week, right? Just take a breather, take a step back, reevaluate, and that way you can come up with a better conclusion and a better kind of forward movement going forward when it comes to stuff, all right? So good luck with this. Let me know if it resonates, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.